Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with My Hero Academia. Last time on My Hero Academia, we had Long Time No See, Selkie. We're basically on the other side of work studies. We had Uraraka, Asui, and Hado over at Ryukyu's agency, and the agency was requested to team up with the Selkie agency to deal with a movement of the drug Trigger. And they took care of that, and we had a really good moment with Uraraka being able to float an entire plane at the cost of her lunch. And then we got some nice beach parties, which were fun and cute. And then at the end, we had a tease for the third movie, of which I have not seen the second movie. So that's always great. But before we actually move on, I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm going to watch the second movie. So I think I'm good on spoilers or anything. So if there's any little thing, well, then it just sort of happens. So tune in this Saturday for my reaction to My Hero Academia Heroes Rising, the dub, obviously. So yeah, we'll be going and watching that, reacting to that on Saturday. So yeah. In the meantime, we still have this episode. I have to sneeze. In the meantime, we'll be watching this episode. Episode 17. So yeah. I have no idea when the third movie's going to come out. It's probably going to come out after this season is done. So I imagine the English dub of the third movie will come out to streaming sometime between Season 5 and Season 6. So we'll just watch it when it's finally available, basically. Yeah. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and get right into this episode of My Hero Academia. Here we go. Alrighty. Well, trying? I don't know. They're trying, I guess. Although Natsu looks like he's about to just leave. Although he's still in college, so maybe he's just leaving early to just go back to college. I don't think it's anything like he's running away. Maybe he's just heading out. So is it just... So I guess then it's just Endeavor and Fuyumi that live there. Even then, I guess if Endeavor spends a lot of time in the agency building... Huh. Oh yeah. Because Shoto is either at the agency building or in the dorms. Endeavor probably splits up his time between the two. Huh. Between the house and the building, so... Huh. Interesting. Honestly, probably there's a lot of nights where it's just Fuyumi in that house. Interesting. Very interesting. It's a big house for one girl, I must say. Oh well. Well, it used to be a bigger family. And they used to have a servant, I guess, so... Meh. Anywho. This was, another tricky Todoroki family situation. I mean... Yeah, it's interesting sort of dragging, Midoriya and Bakugo into it. That's kind of funny. But Midoriya doing the exact same thing he did when he fought Shoto. Hang on, this is dusty, so I'm going to clean it real quick. He's doing the same thing he did when he fought Shoto. He's sticking his nose in things, but he's trying to help. He's trying to help. And Bakugo just kind of being there. I'm gonna dust off this entire figure, actually, while I'm talking. So, I mean, yeah, honestly. It is interesting sort of putting the two of them in that situation. I mean, other than just, like, a situation where they must interact with their friends' family. I use those quotes for Bakugo's sake. So... But it was definitely interesting. I mean, I'm also glad that it didn't really resolve still, you know? Like, I'm curious if this whole Shoto Endeavor thing will truly resolve, you know? And I honestly don't think it can just sort of resolve, you know? At least not for a good while. Like, this will take some time before it's resolved, you know? But if you can start on that path, I mean, Fuyumi, the eternal happy, well, maybe not eternally happy, but the eternal optimist Fuyumi Todoroki, she's ready. Hell, it seems like she's sort of been talking... She's been talking with Endeavor for a while. Back when he had a beard. Did you see that? Oh my gosh. He had a red beard. And so that was just after the sports festival. So, sometime since... And I know no one actually cares about this, but sometime between the sports festival and fighting Nomu and getting a new suit, Endeavor went clean shaven. I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, he's a handsome man, but you know, him with a beard is pretty cool. See, but he didn't have a full mustache. It was really just the beard and some stubble up at the mustache. I want to see a full mustache and beard on him, but I only bring this up because, you know, I'm a bit of a fan of beards, so I don't know. But yeah, so I mean, Fuyumi, still ever the optimist, I guess. I mean, Endeavor, he's certainly trying. He wants to try. He wants to fix things with his family, definitely, you know? He finally saw the error of his ways, and he's trying to atone. But it's difficult. It's very difficult. I mean, what can he do? There's nothing... You know, he's apologized, but it's like... I don't know. Now it's... I don't want to say, like, it's on them to forgive him, but it's like, it's basically down to, well, things... They're just going to have to get better instead. Like, this isn't going to be fixed overnight, you know? So... So, yeah. And we had that whole flashback of, you know, him talking about the family and stuff and being a symbol and... You know, being what kind of hero do you want to be? Why do you want to be stronger? Which we've heard him say, you know, the reason that he wants to be stronger, you know, the first thing that came to his mind is to ensure the future, you know, to ensure the future, which he said, if that's the case, I've failed with my own family, you know? I failed with my own family, so now he's working to make amends on that, you know? So, yeah. But yeah, the dinner, Deku and Bakugo, I love first off, Deku is so over polite. Luckily, it's not awkward with Fuyumi like it is for most people, you know, but he starts rambling a little bit. I like Shoto cutting off as like, she understands that it was just a match, Midoriya. Like, I feel like that's the most annoyed I've ever heard Shoto Todoroki. It's like, she understands that it was just a match, Midoriya. Because, I mean, yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, I saw your fight with my brother on TV, and it's like, that was, like, it's like, yeah, that was Todoroki's big character development fight, you know? So yeah, but I did like that, but, and then, yeah, Deku, again, being the eternal nice boy who, you know, complimenting the food so much and then starting to analyze it. I did really like that. And Bakugo, like, shut up, stop analyzing your food, you know? So, I did like that. And then Bakugo, you know, yes, obviously he didn't want to go to that dinner, but Bakugo being, I guess, as nice as Bakugo can be, which means, well, he's not saying it's bad. He's not complimenting, but he's not insulting either. He's just, you know, his normal Bakugo sort of levels of anger. So, it's the best you're gonna get out of Bakugo. But I did like, you know, when they said, like, oh, Endeavor might have kept some of my food from you. And just, it cuts to Deku and Bakugo just, it's like immediate. I love that. Just both Deku and Bakugo are just like, this is awkward. And then it kept going. It's like, this is weird. You know? Like, that was really, really funny. I like Bakugo kind of acknowledging the awkwardness of that, you know? You would think he would just be like, whatever, you know, I don't care, just eating my food, whatever. But no, I like that he gets a little awkward about family drama, you know? To where later, you know, he's like, you guys are ruining this dinner with your family issues. If you're gonna invite guests over, don't talk about sensitive issues, you know? In this house that's paper thin, apparently, because everyone heard this conversation. Like, they were just outside the door. Natsuo was in some, you know, hallway. Endeavor was in some other hallway. They all heard the same conversation. The walls in this place are paper thin. You could not get away with anything in this house, I believe. You know? Oh, boy. By the way, here's just an aside. Friend, okay, so we don't know if Fuyumi is in any sort of a relationship, but do you think it would be difficult for her because of Endeavor? It's a question maybe for you guys. You probably don't care enough to put this down in the comments, but because there's always the whole thing of the tough guy father, you know, comes in and he's got to be the tough dad on the boyfriend and stuff. It's like, imagine that's Endeavor though, you know? Like, imagine you meet this girl. She's extremely happy. This is like the peak of MHA right here. She is super happy. She's super optimistic and super nice and cheerful. And then you meet her father, and it's Endeavor. And he walks over to you with his Patrick Seitz voice, and is like, so, I hear you're dating my daughter. And it's like, that has to be terrifying. You have to have some courage to keep going with that, you know? Just something I thought about. Let's move on. Back to the important stuff. So, Natsuo still... I mean, he at least goes there for his sister. He's like, alright, I showed up, but I'm done. I showed up for you, but I'm done. You know, fair play. He showed up, but he was done. So, Natsuo is still not ready to forgive. And, but Fuyumi... I like how she says, like, look, I'm not going to ignore what he did, you know? She's not ignoring it, but she wants to move forward. She's the one who is on the path to moving forward with Endeavor, you know? Whereas the others, they're not on that path yet, you know? So, yeah. But I like Midoriya saying, it's like, look, you know, whether you forgive him or not, that's up to you. But I think you are ready to move forward with him, you know? So I like that moment, you know, and that could so easily be like, oh, Midoriya is sticking his nose in things again. But that was really good where he's like, look, you know, I know it's probably not my place, but you seem to be ready to move forward, you know? Whether you forgive him or not is one thing, but you seem to at least be willing to try to move forward on that path. So I did like that. Also, very interestingly, that Rei Todoroki, did we ever look up her voice? I kind of want to look up her voice. Of course, my laptop is not on, so this is going to take me a minute to do. But that was interesting hearing from Rei, their mother, saying, you know, if things keep progressing smoothly, she'll be able to come home. Which, I mean, the thing is, you know, in season in season 4 at the end, they said, well, yes, Endeavor has been there, but he has been to the hospital, but he's never seen her. They've made sure, and she said, I'm still too afraid. I'm still too afraid. So I mean, that's the thing is, yes, if things start to go well and she gets discharged from the hospital, and then yes, that would be good. Go home, live with Fuyumi and Natsuo, and then also Todoroki when he is home. But Endeavor does still live there, It's... So I don't know. I think that needs to be the next sort of thing. Like, if things are progressing, well, maybe they do need to work on that. That might be the next thing, is actually interacting with him, which would be very rough. So, Rei Todoroki, voice actor. Why is my computer so bright? This is crazy. Hang on. Okay. Rei Todoroki. Do I know her from anything else? Huh. Interesting. She plays Riko Brzenka in Attack on Titan. That, I believe, she's from season 1 of Attack on Titan. When they're going through Trost and they have the plan, she's like one of the top soldiers for Commander Pixis, I think. Man, look at all these characters I don't know. That's the thing. Every time I go look up a voice actor, there's always 1,000 characters I just don't know, Okay, I guess that's it. Just that one character from Attack on Titan that is just sort of there. She's kind of the one that doubts Eren, if that helps for context. Anyway, so yeah. So maybe we'll get an interaction between Rei and Endeavor. That... I don't know. That would be rough. That'd be very, very rough. I mean, if they take it little moments at a time, maybe that could happen. But I mean, that's very rough going back. I mean, it literally facing your abuser again. That's not something that can be taken lightly. So if that is where they're going with her treatment, that'll be interesting, but that could also be very, very rough. And then we also had another mention of Toya Todoroki, the other brother. We do have our theory. That he's actually Dabi. We speculate that he has another sort of fire quirk, because well, we speculate that he has a fire quirk because in the flashback of Endeavor training Shoto to use the Flash Fire Fist, he said Toya almost had it, but his body couldn't handle it. Yeah, that's true. Now, interestingly, whenever we've seen Toya in the flashbacks, we never see his face, we just see him from behind. He always had red hair, like Endeavor, which makes sense if he has a fire quirk. But in that picture, at the shrine there, he had white hair, like his mother, which indicates an ice quirk. So, what's going on there? So there's definitely more to... There's definitely a lot of things they're not telling us about Toya. But yeah, that's... I'm so curious. We could also quickly, briefly mention before we wrap up, the things with the actual, hero work study stuff. Too slow. The boys are still too slow. Endeavor always overtakes them at the end, which is interesting. But I like how he says, observe everything, Don't just observe people. Observe everything that's happening and stop a situation before it happens, which was very interesting. So I like that. I really like getting into the sort of mentality of Endeavor. I thought that was really, really interesting. There was also something else he said. There was something else he said at the beginning that was very interesting.
Run faster. Push yourselves. Never think you've reached your peak.
That's it.
Show me you're stronger than you were yesterday.
Never think you've reached your peak. I really like that. It reminds me of a bit of Dragon Ball with Master Roshi, where that was the whole thing with the first World Martial Arts tournament that Goku and Krillin attended, was that, spoilers, Master Roshi entered that specifically because he didn't want Goku and Krillin to win and then think, oh, well, I'm as strong as I'll ever be. So I did really like that. Always look to improve yourself. Show that you're better than you were yesterday. A hero should be constantly accelerating. I thought that was really, really good. So yeah, sort of overshadowed by the dinner and all the family stuff, but some good stuff with the work study as well. So I really like that. But yeah, and then at the end we got that cameo by whoever the hell who seems to not like Endeavor, so I don't know what that's about. No idea. We'll just have to find out next episode, I guess, assuming he's coming back next episode. So yeah, that is pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Hero Academia reactions, there is a playlist on screen, as well as another video you can go check out if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.